Hi, my name's Craig Baxter and I'm the Group Planning Manager for Enquest, which is an oil and gas operator based in Aberdeen. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about an accountancy qualification and more specifically, I think the varied doors that accountancy qualifications could open for you in your future career. And I think sort of the path that I've taken, I suppose, is quite a varied one from traditional accountancy. So maybe by sharing a bit of that story, it might help open your eyes to some of the opportunities that would be available to you in the future. So how did I get here in terms of my career? Well, I started off, I studied at university in the US, and I did a finance degree, which is quite a generic finance degree, but accountancy was a part of that. And when I returned to Scotland, following that qualification, I decided that I wanted to become a chartered accountant. I thought that was a really solid and steady and much needed role. And I thought that would give me really good career options, job opportunities, and a sort of quite a secure career. So I guess I went the traditional route to start with, and I started training with a mid-sized accountancy firm in Aberdeen. And while I enjoyed it and learned a lot, what I really kind of came to understand was that I didn't really want to be in practice, and I was keen to get out into the sort of into industry really and be an accountant as part of a company and helping make decisions rather than preparing accounts. So I moved into a service company originally, and then quite quickly I got a really good opportunity to move down to Edinburgh and work for a corporate bank, which I did for a number of years. And as most of you will know, although you're a lot younger than me, you'll remember that there was a fairly severe banking crash, and that brought a lot of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. And as I worked through that, I understood that the work of an accountant is massively valuable when things are good, and probably actually even more so when things are going badly in a company. So what I learned was that as well as the core competencies you need as an accountant, it's also very important to build relationships. And that really allows you to understand what's happening in different part of the company and put that knowledge into practice in what you're doing in your own role. So from there, I changed industry. I'm from Aberdeen originally, and decided that oil and gas was a sort of natural path for me to take. And so for the past 8 years, I've worked in oil companies. So my role really is to simplify my role. It's to build budgets, plans, forecasts, and report financial information primarily to non-financially minded people. So the challenge there is to make things understandable. It's to bring people along on the journey with you, and it's to help them understand opportunities and risks and the ways in which their decisions going forward can benefit their part of the company, and then of course the company overall. So a day in the life of that kind of job it can be very varied. A lot of meetings. I prefer face-to-face meetings. Obviously not possible at the moment while we're on sort of lockdown with COVID-19, but I've tried to use video conference as much as possible. So really it's about, for me, getting out into the business, speaking to key stakeholders, ensuring that they feel supported and that someone in the financial part of the business understands the challenges and the decisions that they're taking. And then it's also my job to offer up suggestions, opportunities, and to be sort of like a business partner. So almost like a financial manager for everyone that I speak to. What I enjoy most about the role is that variety. I can be pulled into any type of meeting at any time of the day or night, unfortunately, sometimes. But also I enjoy being at the centre of it all. So I know a lot of what's happening. I build the budget and business plan for our organisation, so I'm very well plugged into what's happening, and I find that really rewarding. It's challenging, obviously, but it's something that I certainly feel like is the biggest challenge, but also the biggest reward in my job. I think the biggest challenges for accountants just now is that there's a traditional view of accountants, and of course there's absolutely nothing wrong with qualifying, staying in practice, or going down a more technical accountant route. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. That wasn't for me, but I work with a lot of people who would much rather, for example, put on their headphones, not really interact with people, but they are amongst the most sort of industrious and motivated people that I know, but they're just very interested in doing what they do and crunching numbers. I think there's more to accountancy than that. I think that in the modern world, and particularly in the challenges that are going to be presented by a global recession, if not depression, are that accountants need to do more, and they need to partner the business, and they need to assist where they can in terms of decision making. So I think that the biggest challenges really are deciding where in that spectrum